Yeah.
Amazing.
This is a life, yeah? Full plunge to the sauna.
Gosh. Oh, this is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to do 20, but
20 minutes.
yeah, yesterday I was crawling from here down to here and then down to the floor. I was literally like still on the floor. I was with another Mexican girl and I put on the clock for 20 minutes. And like towards the last 3 minutes, I was just on the floor. I'm just like, we do not
You're
give
like
up.
as close as you
I'm
can
not
get
a
to the
chicken.
floor.
We both sat on the floor.
That's what I have to do too.
It's like a discipline practice. It's like no matter what, you can just sit on the floor but don't leave
Yes.
until it's 20 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I have to do that every time.
Mm.
It's like we talk and we put the microphones on and we're like, we get shy.
Nobody can see us though. So your Aquarius is in Leo.
No, my Venus, you mean?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
Your Aquarius.
Okay.
Your Venus is in Aquarius.
My
My
Venus
Venus is in Leo.
Fire.
And so is my son. Yeah.
So we're actually very different.
We are. We're very different.
In Venus.
And everything, because you're all Earth in your chart.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. And you were like on fire?
No, I'm fire, water, and air. I'm like
Love
a really
it.
good mix.
I feel like I have a lot of water and fire.
You
But
feel like you do.
Yeah, but then I have a lot of earth and like air.
It's very interesting.
It's very interesting, yeah.
How you can feel so differently than what you are, because I'm very connected to what I am. I feel like it's so spot on for me.
But do you feel, how about you? Like, how do you feel about me, knowing my chart? Like, how do you think it's resonate? So I'm Sun Capricorn.
I mean, the Capricorn for sure.
All right. Okay.
Like, you are so motivated, like, you're intense. You go for what you want to, like, I mean, you're like, nothing's gonna stop me.
Yeah.
And I can see the Aquarius too, and your Venus for sure.
Avoiding in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I tell you, like, there was a guy who we just went on 2 dates, and then he noticed that how like my friends would come and I would spend time with my friends, and he's like, I feel like you're for everybody and I want you for me.
Well, you know, that could be something else too, because that could go with your human design chart with him, because when you have chakra centers, I forget how defined or not defined you are, but say like with another person, if you have 3 chakra centers undefined with that person, they say like it's better to be free. It's like you actually need more people around to feel like some sort of completion. They say in order for, in human design, the compatibility with the chakra centers, you need to have at the most 2 undefined, 2 or 1 undefined. Because if you have all of them defined together, then you like completely complete each other, and there's really nowhere to go. There's nowhere to grow.
So basically what you're trying to say is we want like complementary.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I would have to look at all your charts, but it's like you can, I feel like when I look at compatibility, I look at numerology, I look at human design, and then I also look at astrology. So I look at these 3 different things to assess compatibility. And it's interesting because I've seen like you can be compatible with someone astrologically, but then in numerology, you're not compatible at all. So I feel like unless I'm compatible with someone in all 3 areas, then I'm like, okay, then I'll give it a try, because there's a much greater chance that something could work.
What's the 3 areas?
Numerology. So it's like with numerology, I look at the 5 core numbers of each individual and I add their core numbers together. And if they have what I call the power numbers together, then I see they're compatible. I like to see at least 3 or 4 of the power numbers in their chart together.
Okay.
And so that would be like a 3, a 6, a 7, a 9.
So if you have 3 together, and what else? 5, 6?
Who with
Like just anyone.
Yeah,
but
I think
I don't really understand like what makes
yeah,
it tick.
like if you have their 5 core numbers and then you have your 5 core numbers, I add them together.
Yeah.
And what I want those numbers to equal is like either a 3, a 6, a 7, or a 9. And I like to see a 5 in there too, because that 5 adds an element of sensuality, sexuality within romantic relationships. I like that 5 there because it's a romantic relationship, right? Like you want to have good sex and
Yeah.
sensuality with your partner, and that 5 is also communication and travel
Did I have
and
too much
freedom.
5 in there?
Yeah, with your this particular
Person.
last person, like
person.
you had 3 5, so that is very sensual,
It's all about
sexual, very
sensuality.
spicy. We talked about this, like you that's what you were looking for.
Initially,
Like,
initially,
that's
that
what
was
you were.
intentional. That was
That was the intention,
and it was still is. I mean, I've got to take radical responsibility. Like I always send the message that it cannot be any more than what it is.
yeah, and so you didn't like if you had that intention, like, and this is how we can see we're powerful manifestors because it's like I look at your chart and it's like you have the 3 5s, you have the 3, which is like the abundance and expansion, so you can expand together, but you don't have the number of like Venus, which is beauty, unconditional love, or the 7 Neptune, which is like partnership and togetherness and harmony and peace. So it's like if you had that 6 or 7 in your chart with him, like it could probably work, but I think that's why like you're missing that particular depth because for you literally said, I just want the sexual aspect. Like I've been celibate for a really long time and I need a little spice in my life. Like you were so intentional with that.
But he's also opened up me in a lot of ways.
And that's so beautiful.
It's beautiful. But I know there's a level of depth that I want to connect. I know there's a level of spiritual chemistry, and it sounds like a big word, but it's really just the willingness to be open and curious.
Yeah, I don't know. Spiritual chemistry is extremely important to me.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if you've ever made love to someone and like you feel like you're like making love to the divine and you just like, your bodies are so connected and you just like fly to the ethers and it's just like, I don't know. It's just, there's an energy. Like I was with a guy and when I first met him, I was super attracted to him. He's gorgeous, has a gorgeous face, like beautiful body.
Like, what do you look at when you look at a guy?
Hold on. I mean, with this guy, I'm a Leo. I'm a Leo, so I like good-looking people. He had a gorgeous face, gorgeous body. And when I was with him, like alone for the first time, right before we like when we kissed, my whole third eye completely lit up. It was such a high vibrational frequency that I felt with him. And he ended up being an incredible healer in my life. Like, he healed me in so many ways. And, like, I felt that in our first kiss. Like, my third eye was just, like,
glowing.
It, like, blew open.
So what happened to that?
We weren't compatible in many areas. He was younger than me. And he wasn't really interested in having a family or children anytime soon. We weren't compatible financially.
It's different, yeah.
Like, I was really like, I like to make money. And I'm good with money. I like investing. I like learning about it. And he likes to learn about it. But his income was just nowhere close to mine. And so we were very limited on the things that we could do together. It's like we could go to the beach. We could hang out inside of each other's homes. Like we could go dancing, but we were limited. We had some jealousy with each other because we were really both attracted to each other, like extremely attracted to each other. And there was definitely some jealousy there because him and I had both been cheated on in the past by our past partners.
Do you feel like you were healing that together?
Yeah, I think we healed that together.
That is so amazing.
I definitely think that we were trying to heal that together. So
there was like an intentional approach to like restoring trust through this dynamic.
Yes.
Which is Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there was that jealousy, but we definitely had the trust too.
Yeah.
Until we didn't, because I was like, I knew it wasn't compatible for long term, and he didn't want the family and kids, and I was like I want to grow with you, I want to expand with you, but I feel stuck. Like I felt stuck, I felt suppressed, I felt like we couldn't grow and expand together, and that was painful for me.
I feel like with this last experience I've had, this last few minutes before we get burned from in here,
I know.
he expressed how he wants me, and he's intentional about like having family and kids, but I still feel like because we cannot get to that depth, he likes the idea of being with me.
Yeah,
rather
absolutely.
than actually get into the dirt and the mud and the shadow and see me there and hold me there. You know? So,
yeah. I do feel like a lot of guys like the idea.
yeah.
But it's like, are they able to meet you where you're at in all areas?
Yeah.
Because I think a fully embodied conscious woman needs to be met in all areas, or she's just not going to be satisfied. And I think the same with a man too.
It's the same with him. I think it maybe just years. Yeah, also he's younger than me, so a little bit younger than me. Not that much of a gap, but
he doesn't have the amount of wisdom that you have. Like, and not that he's not an intelligent guy. I'm sure he's extremely intelligent.
Extremely smart, intelligent.
Yeah, but wisdom is different, right?
It's different, yeah. It's a different space. With this full moon,
Yeah.
I just want to set the intention to let go.
Have you ever cried around him?
Actually, no. But I actually cry about these little moments that he actually breaks something in me. And I don't know whether it's, maybe I'm too deep. I need to just come up to the surface and feel the sun and simplify things. But these little moments that he actually really melts me with his like purity and just love.
Aww.
But not holding me in my pain. I think that's the area that his challenges.
He can't hold you in your pain.
It's a little bit like, okay, turning away. So
I need a man to hold me in my pain for sure. I've been with both men that can't, and one man that could do it very well, and I think the one man that could do it very well was like definitely a soulmate in this life.
Yeah.
But it's like when I was in pain, he could hold it so well, and he would just hold me, and he would just allow me to feel my emotions, and he would just hold me. He was just a rock. And it's like when you have a man like this, you pass through your emotions so much more quickly. Whereas if you have a man telling you, don't cry, and trying to suppress your emotions.
Yeah, you're strong. Like, I don't want all of that shit.
No. And then they push the emotions down, and the emotions just want to come up. So they're just going to get pushed down, and then all the emotions are going to get pushed down on top of them over time.
That's literally how I feel.
Explode, and then they think you're a crazy person. And then, like, they think, like, you have, like, maybe some bipolar disorder or something like that.
Yeah.
Or they label you as something because your emotions have not been held.
We're not
You're going to go to the floor. It's so hot.
Stick around. Whatever we're doing, we're not losing. We're not quitting. We just sit on the floor and put our heads.
Yeah, we're not quitting. But no, it's like, I think that's literally what happens when a man doesn't allow space for a woman's emotions or can't hold them. It's like she just probably explodes after so long, or she distances herself from him because if she's an embodied conscious woman, she'll just distance and she'll be like, no, this is not the guy for me. Like, I need a man who can hold my emotions.
And with so much love to him. Like, I hold no resentment. People where they are at. And it doesn't matter how much you explain to them, that's just words, right?
No, it's not his fault.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of men's fault. It's just that they don't know how to yet because they literally don't know how to be with their own emotions yet.
100%.
They can't sit with their own emotions. It's very difficult for men. It's something that has to be learned.
It's difficult for us. It took us how many years to actually be this radically honest and transparent to our own emotions?
It took me, I don't know, 32, 33 years to learn how to sit with my emotions. I didn't learn until my early 30s. No one, like, a lot of parents aren't able to teach that because they're not able to do it themselves either.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just
I feel so hurt with you.
We're giving each other the biggest sweaty hug right now.
So sweat. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and you just remind me that sometimes we have an urge. To be honest, I was really horny last week. It's a full moon. I'm on my period.
Me too.
I was just like, fuck me, you know? And I'm just shouting to Sky. I'm like, okay, who am I asking me this for? But then it's just also, what actually are you seeking? Are you seeking connection? Are you seeking affection, nurturing, listening? And you can have that from your girlfriend. You can have that from your neighbors. Just people that genuinely care about you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't say that that takes away the romantic sexual desire, but it alleviates a lot of the crazy projection, and like you're being dramatic about things.
100%.
So
100%. And I told you I was feeling that way too. And it's like we said, Venus was in Scorpio, so it was like so much passion. It was so much intense fire energy, and
with
I was
nobody, with nobody,
and we have no man. But it's like we could if we wanted to.
Oh my
but
God.
It's like we know that we don't want to settle, and we don't want to just act out. Like we're at the point where we're like we don't want to send mixed signals to the universe because we know what we want and we're super clear. And it's like, we can go act out, but then we're sending the mixed signals, and then we're just delaying our manifestations. Like, and this is what so many people do. And I am so guilty of it. But it's true. It's like, we can get so many of our needs met outside of romantic relationships, especially girls with their girlfriends, guys with their guy friends who are embodied and conscious. And we produce so much oxytocin when we're together.
Yeah.
And in conversation.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what we're trying to produce is these hormones.
Yeah.
So if we do an activity together to produce these hormones, then that urge can diffuse itself.
Yeah. And since we talk about like energy release, I mean, sorry, like this is a bit off topic, but it's all about relationship topic, because I've got one of these Q&A question where I think the guy asked, how can we last longer in bed? And just, I don't know why, but it makes me remind me of this. One advice I would say to guy is make noise when you intimate with a woman. Like express your feelings through vocal. It's gonna solve many things. The first is a lot of women actually only feel, I don't know about you, but like sometimes I still feel like if he ejaculate, that means I did a good job. Right? Because the whole time he was just being quiet. And then there's this one big aha moment, and then you feel like, yeah, you did something. So when you actually express you vocally through sex, you let the woman know that you're really enjoying it, you have a good time, she's making you feel amazing. So that relieves a lot of the woman anxiety about like where, like, is he having a good time? Is he enjoying it? And also you're not having a localized concentration of energy into one area. Right, because you release that. It's also a powerful vocal release. So just diffuse the energy and just let it run through all your body, especially through your voice, and communicate. Right? Like it's such a huge turn on. I don't know about you.
Oh my gosh, it's such a huge turn on for me.
Huge turn on for women.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys just express, make some noise.
Yeah. It's like that is our connection. Yeah. Beautiful.
You let me hear how amazing it is to be with me and to be together. So yeah, I don't know, I'm off track, but
no, it's not off track at all. I feel like it's super on par. It just like goes back to the suppression, right? Of the suppression of the feelings, the suppression of the voice, where men don't feel like maybe this is not sexy to her if and we don't know if men have also had a past relationship where a woman has pacified them, you know? And it's like, don't make noise. So I think it's always just good to get curious. And how do you feel? Yeah.
It solved so many things.
Yeah. And I think people with sex, they can just get very like frustrated, you know? Like quite easy. And then they don't communicate. But I think when you can, it just like deepens the sex over time with both people.
and make the communication prior to sex as well.
Absolutely.
Everything's foreplay, right?
Everything's foreplay. Do you need foreplay?
I'm massively a big fan.
Me too. I need it. I'm super energetic, so I cannot be approached like, I can't have a man like jump on me. If I do, it will turn me off. Like, I am super energetic. I need to like somebody's energy and have things move very slowly.
By the way, that is a really good question, because it just really makes me to reflect on my own toxic trait. So you just asked me something that made me reflect on in the past. I noticed when we started making out or kissing, and I'd be the one who immediately jumped to sex. And taking on like the leadership role and like the masculine energy, because I actually want to finish it. I think maybe because my body was sending signal that, okay, like maybe this is not really what you want.
Probably you're just doing it.
And then my ego is like, okay, let me jump in and solve this shit. Okay, let me take control here and let's finish this fast. So if I go really fast with you, and if I go like really, that's not really my natural state. That's probably my like coping mechanism.
That's definitely a coping mechanism.
Undercurrent, unsafe feelings.
Exactly. And it's not like putting connection as the intention. It's like, let me please him. Let me just perform. Yeah. I'm happy.
Let's go.
Love
you so much.
I love you too. Oh my God.
You did amazing.
You did amazing.